What if there was one drill that you could do at home that would give you more distance, more accuracy, and drop your scores significantly? I bet you'd be really interested. Well, right after this, I'm going to reveal my secret drill that I've developed that's going to help you get all these things and more. So if you want to know what it is, stay tuned. Hey, I'm Steve with HitItLonger.com. I'm on a journey, even a mission, to hit longer and straighter off the tee, longer and straighter just in general, get more enjoyment out of the game. If you're on that same journey, then please consider becoming a subscriber by just clicking down below. So it can be really frustrating for a lot of golfers, a lot of people that come to me for private lessons, because they just simply can't get to the range of the course very often. If you're in that circumstance, if you're either stuck at work in the office for too many hours, or maybe you're just stuck at home and you're unable to get out to the course of the range, then having a selection of good home drills that you can do with a minimal amount of equipment can really help you, can really benefit you. So later on in a couple of months, when you are able to get back out and play for a spell consistently, you'll see a lot of difference in how you play just because of the way you grooved your motions with these exercises you've done at home. So I'm a really big fan of these because, again, not everybody can play every day or even play once a week for that matter. And it can be really hard to improve because of that. So over the years, I've sent my private clients home with homework or home drills that they could do with a minimal amount of time. I say, hey, three to 5 minutes a night is all I need. This is the lazy way to do it. I just want them to practice every day, even though they can't get to the range of the course. And so I've come up with an entire collection of exercises that I've sent with people. But what I've stumbled onto that I'm going to show you here today, quite frankly, is the greatest golf drill I've ever seen, because how much benefit it gives you in so many ways. And it's not just for one kind of golfer, it really will just affect all golfers. Because what I feel that it does is essentially forces you into making a perfect golf swing, especially through the impact area. So this drill's kind of started off in pieces, and I didn't really put it together. I developed it over a long period of time, just out of necessity mostly. Notice I've now put, with the magic of video editing, I've now got my golf bag with all my gadgets and stuff in it is sitting out here. And if I put a golf ball here, the bag is sitting about 18 inches or so in front of it, up by the front of the mat. You can easily mess around with it and get the right position. What I'm going to do is pull out a driver with a head cover on it, like this, and I want to position it to where it's about 8 inches from my elbow or my sleeve. So right about here, it's about at elbow level, and it's about this far out in front of my elbow. Now, this drill is very effective in of itself if you are if you don't turn a lot, if your path is too far in to out, or if you are an early extender this way. See, I would swing right into the shaft or the head cover this way. So what you don't want to do is use a shaft that you could live with, that you really need. You need a shaft you could live without, just in case you accidentally clip it and you break the shaft. So don't have a $200 or $300 mistake. You could also use, in lieu of a shaft, if you didn't have an alternative, you could use a couple of alignment sticks. I would rubber band a couple of them together like this, and then you could end up putting it in the same spot, and then you pop the head cover on and you're ready to go with this drill. So let me show you what this drill gives you all by itself. It gets you exiting left properly, left and low, which is great for people who swing too far into out, who early extend, and some other issues as well. So I started with this drill. And so the object of the game there is just to simply miss the head cover. So one of my forearms, my glove, or even in a worst case scenario, the shaft might bump into it if you're really tall with that. So it started with this. Now, you may have seen this exercise before. This is a pretty simple exercise, maybe even seen it on my channel. But the evolution of this exercise continued. See, the problem with this exercise is it only covers a certain amount of the golf population out there. It only people who have those conditions that I talked about a minute ago will get benefit of this. And you can also cheat this drill too easily. So number one, a population that swings like this, outside in and steep, or they're just an arm swinger and there's no weight shift, well, they're gonna be successful at completing the task of not hitting the head cover, and they're gonna look back at me and they're gonna say, so what did that do? That didn't fix my slice at all, that made it worse maybe. So that was a problem that I had. Was I even found that it was affecting good golfers' swings for the worse, in that, you see, our brains, we try to figure out the solution to a task, and if I told them, hey, I'm going to pay you $1 every time you miss the head cover, even their swings would be affected by getting steeper and on the outside. They'd get a little over the top motion in their swing in order to complete and fulfill the task. So in order to keep them honest, I had to add in a second task. And what I found was really magical. All right, now with the magic of video editing, there is now a empty paint bucket here. I've got this on even with the ball line or the target line, and I've got it approximately 18 to 24 inches or so behind the ball is where it should go. And this is going to give us what we need to make a perfect golf swing. So don't use something, again, just like the shaft, don't use something that will damage your club. If you don't trust yourself, don't use anything that's either you're going to damage or that's going to damage your club. So use creativity. When you're at the driving range the next time, you just simply can use a driving range bucket or even 2 driving range buckets stacked on top of each other. Flip one over and stack a second one on top. When you're at home, just be creative. Find something that's about this size and shape. Even a pillow or a cushion would work really well because you won't damage your club by hitting it. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to show you now this dual task, and I'm going to do it in what I call a windshield wiper drill. So no golf ball at first, and this is for you people at home who don't have a setup where you can hit a golf ball. And I'm going to start very slow and very small and just fulfill. Don't hit the bucket, don't hit the head cover. I would do 10 swings in a row where I kept getting a little bit longer both directions each time. So I'd go from the very small up to about a 3/4 eventually, but always keeping the speed very slow. You see, this is going to create a completely new motor pattern for most everybody. And in that case, speed is always your enemy. Whenever you're learning something new, to really ingrain it and start to groove it at first, you're going to have to perform it many, many times very slowly, and ultimately you'll speed it up, and eventually you'll get it to where you can swing even faster than you used to be able to swing the other way that you swung. But so speed is your enemy. Go very slow in tempo. Now that I put a ball in the way of it, so if you have a net at home, you'll be able to do this. Maybe use one of the foam wiffle balls I've recommended. Now I'm just going to start very small here. And I don't have any distance in mind. I have no target. I think it's almost impossible to both try to modify your technique and learn something new and have a target. I think your brain is made to focus on one or the other, and to have both. I think if you focused on trying to hit to a target, you won't be able to do this properly. So my target is the field. I'm going to hit the ball, just pitch the ball out there very softly with a small swing. Here we go. My goal is to try to miss the paint bucket and miss the head cover. So let me do one more of those at 100 yards or so. I don't know, I'm not really gunning for anything. Just a good setup, and that shot was dead on the money, right on the target line. Those feel really great, and it really does feel like I'll never hit a crooked shot doing it this way. So let me ramp it up a little bit higher now, and then we'll talk about all the different benefits that this gives you, why this is the one drill. It's like a magic drill that forces you to swing pretty perfect. I'm going to go up to about 1/2 to 3/4 now. Still very slow tempo, no sense of effort. Again, right on line, really good shot, and a lot farther than the effort I feel like I'm putting into this. Definitely getting a lot of effortless power out of this. And there's another, little 1-yard draw right to the target line. These absolutely feel sensational. I don't feel like I can hit the ball offline at all. So let's talk about all the different benefits that you get. Like I said, these two ideas together, all of a sudden, just magic happens. Absolutely fantastic combination to combine these two drills together. Of course, the bucket drill all by itself is something that I've recommended, and you may have seen on other channels, in order to fix golfers from coming over the top and outside in. It forces you to stay on the inside like this. And so it's very effective drill that you can take at home or at the driving range, and you can groove more of an inside to out path as your way of fixing your slice and getting the ball to draw. In this case, see, you could cheat either one by itself, but when you put them together, you just can't cheat them. So what are the benefits here? Well, first of all, I'm forced to come in from the inside to square still. So I'm forced to do that, and yet now I'm forced to swing still around to the left. This all of a sudden, this forces our body to do things a lot differently. I can already feel as I'm hitting these shots, number one, I have to rotate my body very hard through the impact zone in order to get this club, which has to be shallow on the inside coming into this, or I will hit the bucket. And to get it around the corner back to the left again, I've got to turn really hard. The second thing I can feel this changing for me is it's forcing me to stay in my posture and keep my butt back. So there's no way I can fulfill both of these tasks if I'm stepping in this way, pushing my pelvis into early extension and standing up. I'm going to hit this. So in order to keep under this and inside this, I can feel how I almost have to sit my butt back and turn, which is absolutely going to give you oodles more power in your golf swing. You're going to get the ground reaction forces working more in your favor. You're going to get the handle path coming arcing around to the left this way very abruptly, which is going to slingshot that club through like a counter lever, speed up the club and give it squaring force. So another benefit you're going to get out of that is you're going to get the club face behaving more square along the arc. Rather than coming in this way, and having to flip the club face over to get it to come back to center, or leave it open and slice it all the time. Very hard to slice the ball when you're coming around the arc and exiting left like this. So we have swing plane, we have shallowing, we have club path, we have face control, we have power, we have accuracy. All these things together, they have to improve your score, hopefully by several shots. Let me hit a couple more. Boy, I can really feel what this is doing for me, causing my hips to move a little bit differently, causing my butt to stay back, have to stay shallow. And I have to turn harder through the shot. My miss is generally a little bit of a block. And right now I've hit 6 balls in a row where I feel like I could hit 1,000 in a row and never leave the face open and miss the ball to the right. This is absolutely fantastic. So I'd love to have you give this drill a try at home. Again, be creative here. Be creative here, but have this setup working for you. Try it without a ball first, then add a ball, but go very slowly, short swings, back and forth, many repetitions, just to get the gist or get the feel of what a perfect golf swing feels like somebody might on TV might be swinging. Hey, I hope once you've given this drill a try, that you'll come back to this video, go down in the comments section and leave a comment with your remarks on what it felt like and how your performance was, and how your performance was the next time you went to the course. I'd love to hear it. So hey, thanks again for watching. I hope you'll check out some of my other videos. And hey, if I don't see you in the next video, I hope to see you longer and straighter down the fairway.